And we're now going to discuss about the physical and emotional issues of the chakras. And before we take a look at that, there's a quote that I really like by Eckhart Tolle. Life will give you whatever experience is most helpful for the evolution of your consciousness. How do you know this is the experience you need? Because this is the experience you are having at the moment. And why I like this quote is it, to me, it really relates as well to our chakras and our life experience, because sometimes things happen in life that we want to avoid, but instead of avoiding, we need to realize what this experience is trying to tell us and how is it affecting our energy so that we can learn from it. And the same with the chakras, when we begin to understand about the chakras, we can learn from how we're feeling at that moment and take it, not only to be able to heal it, but also take it as part of, our a life lesson that we're going through our life with. So again, here we're going to start with that root chakra and work our way up to the crown chakra. And we're going to discuss, physical and emotional issues and general issues. So in general, if we are experiencing a negative impact to our body, it is a sign of a chakra being imbalanced. So this could be that the chakra is underactive or perhaps even overactive. So either not enough energy being circulated or too much energy concentrated on that specific area, which for the area we're referring to that as the chakras themselves. So for the root chakra, some of the physical issues that you may experience is illness, poor nourishment, maybe overweight or underweight, and eating disorders. So any body dissociation and causes general lack of flexibility and good posture, because the root chakra is all about our physical body and our health within our body. For the emotional issues, you may experience poor boundaries, nervousness, or feelings of anxiety. So, not feeling comfortable being in our own body as well. And in general, fear is what is related to the root chakra. So this comes from like our early childhood, as we need the most care when we are babies, but we grow into teenagers and adults, but this fear of what we may have experienced as well from our childhood still can stay with us, and it could come in terms of like insecurities or having a lack of stability as well, abandonment, neglect, and mistrust. So our past life experiences, maybe maybe from childhood or as we grow up, and issues related to family. So any emotional disconnection from where you belong, and having the lacking that closeness with family members. And because the root is essentially, it is all about us feeling home, and if we don't have a home or a sense to where we belong, then this is a sign that there might be an issue or an imbalance in the root chakra. And then for the sacral chakra, as we said, this is like the water element. So if we're having any imbalances in the sacral chakra, then we may become inflexible, or we may lack creativity and lack as well creativity in movements as well. And for emotional issues, these might be mental instability and mood swings. So the sacral chakra is also, focuses on our emotions, our desires, and if there's an imbalance in that, we may end up focusing on negativity rather than being able to adapt to a solution. There might be an over/under sensitivity towards emotions. So again, if there's an imbalance, it could be either overactive or underactive, and you might be feeling concerned with like body mobility and the inability to take life less seriously. So again, here, if you're not able to move your body freely, or if you're not kind of like be able to go with the flow with life. For example, you always need to go according to something that's been planned out. And the sacral chakra is also related close for women's cycle, and as our hormones fluctuate throughout our cycle in each phase, there are different practices that we can do to bring more balance to our well-being. And in general issues, so feeling stuck, again here, like unable to go with the flow, you're not open to creative solutions, you may not feel like you have the adaptability, and you might be unable to rethink a challenging situation. Sometimes we might as well withhold, so denial to feel joy and deserving of anything we want in life. So this could also be from, childhood, if we were always, told off for doing something creative or doing something that we wanted to in life. This could also carry with us to our adult years. And then another general issue is dependence, so the need for emotional attention. And this also comes from our childhood. If we were punished for trying new things or figuring out things, or were not allowed to explore things we desired. And also there's sometimes a correlation between not getting enough attention as a child can affect, more attention seeking behaviors in our adulthood. Now moving on to the solar chakra. So physical issues are energy imbalance throughout the body. As we said, the solar chakra is all about us taking action. So it is the powerhouse. It is our will, our power, our confidence, and taking action in life. So when there's an imbalance, we may feel pessimistic. We may have some suppressed anger and invalidation. Also, there could be some like shame, so this hinders our confidence to become an independent individual. And this comes from, the fact that we must define our own selves without following any external influences. And this can be affected by our upbringing as well, if our family pressured us to follow what they desire us to be, what they they want us to be a certain way rather than us taking our own path in life. Courage, so if there's an imbalance, we may feel like low self-esteem, or we may as well like fail to ask for help. So this stage strongly represents our adulthood, perhaps when we are choosing our future career and also our career life, because again, solar is all about, you know, getting things done, us becoming adults, and achieving our goals and achieving what we want. And another issue is either being reactive or proactive. So, if again, if we have a lot of energy in the solar, in our solar chakra, this might, you know, can't really say but yeah, some people may be overconfident. Some may as well hold quite a lot of anger in them, and that will get them to be reactive rather than proactive. And it can cause us to become a victim of a circumstance rather than influence our environment positively. And next, moving on to the heart chakra. So, as we said, the heart chakra, because it is related to our circulatory health. We may have a low immunity, so we may frequently get sick. This is how it can embody in our physical well-being. For emotional issues, this could be a lack of self-love and empathy. So not, because as well for the heart chakra, most importantly, it is not only for the love of others, but our own self-love as well. And general issues with like behavior, so unable to distinguish between right and wrong or good and bad. It reflects our decision making and in turn our life's direction. And with relationships, so this stage, it represents our mature adulthood when we are creating relationships and our own family. So if we're having issues with the heart chakra, we might be having unhealthy or, you know, non-acceptance, no trust, respect, maybe, and not really be able to openly communicate with others in a relationship, or an imbalance of giving and receiving. So here insisting on like, if we're not being able to accept others, maybe insisting on how you want things to be rather than releasing any sort of resentment feelings that you may have. So that for the heart chakra, it's really important to be able to release any grief, any resentment, releasing those feelings so that you can receive. And you know, when one provides more than the other can bring, for example, if you're always giving and you're not being able to receive, it can bring about frustration with oneself and others. And now taking a look at the throat chakra. So physically, because this is all about our, you know, being able to express ourselves. So here physically, it will affect our vocal cords. Our voice may be too soft or maybe too loud at times. So an overactive, or we may be talkative. For an underactive throat chakra, we may be like shy to express ourselves or be more soft spoken. For emotional issues, this is influenced by opinions of others rather than being authentic. And authenticity requires shedding the illusion of perfection and being brave and vulnerable enough to allow our true imperfect self to be seen. So, general issues, maybe untruthfulness, so lying a lot or keeping secrets can create an unrealistic expectation. And as well, like withholding truth, it can be caused by shame, such as being threatened into secrecy or feeling unsafe, when you feel unsafe to tell the truth. And as well with the throat chakra, so not only being expressive, but at the same time you need to be able to listen to others. So an issue could be not being able to listen to others and unable to truly receive from others. So you could be having a lot of misunderstandings, or maybe just avoiding somebody's opinion. This could skew the truth, and we need to be attentive in communication to give space for the speaker to express themselves and to feel validated. And lack of self expression is also another point. So we can't act from a place of inner truth as we are, unaware of our inner being. This can be from, a result of being forced to follow rules we can't question or discuss. Maybe we develop the feeling that our inner truth is unimportant. And children who are punished when they don't agree with their parents or are told not to talk back experience blockages in their throat chakra as adults. It's important for any individual to feel heard and listened to, otherwise, they won't be able to hear themselves. So, this is everything, all about being able to speak your truth and not being afraid to say the truth, as well as being open to receive other people's truth without judgment. And the third eye is the physical, and issues will be related to the brain. So, brain interpretation and function. And for emotional issues, it will be neurological, mental, and sleep disorders. So the third eye, as it's to do with like intuition and judgment. So we have issues with intuition. This can cause us to be in danger. For example, being too trusting and getting scammed or robbed. Or we're in denial when we refuse to see the truth. And this typically happens when we do not want to face negative situations, which causes insight issues to our present state of mind. And with judgments, we need the judgment to achieve wisdom. One must examine self-limiting ideas and develop a perspective that transcends the ego and the duality of good and or bad. So a lifestyle that lacks intellectual use can slow down our ability to focus, memorize, and decipher information. For example, having a job, just like processing payments. It doesn't require much thought process. So if we don't train our brain by practicing new and challenging activities, we neglect building and maintaining our cognitive skills. So here as well as the issue could be, unable to see impressions or deeper meanings of life. Um, as well, if we have an imbalance, this could affect our imagination. So maybe having little capacity to create, solve problems, or entertain oneself. And it could also impact our memory, and this impairs our cognitive function, because it encompasses mental processes such as learning, thinking, reasoning, remembering, problem solving, decision making, focus, and attention as well. And the crown chakra, uh, physically it can affect, because it's all about consciousness, so physically it would affect our consciousness and like disorders of the brain such as dementia. For emotional issues, this could be unwilling to understand life spiritually and the motivations. So, this can be a result of ignorance, poor education system, or by being in a closed off environment. And here we're not able to apply our intelligence and find solutions. So, within, an issue as well, we might have very rigid expectations. It enables us to progress in life. And this is to do with, like, the fear of losing strong attachments. As we overcome our attachments to materials, people, ideas, and expectations, we become open to trusting what the universe has in store for us. And with consciousness, so being unresponsive towards ourself and surrounding environment. And if we are, have an underactive crown chakra, this could lead to being closed minded, when you're unopen to new knowledge or, universal connection. So you're unable to transcend, by going beyond the limits of ordinary experience and recognizing that you are an extension of a higher power that connects all beings. So now that we can see like different examples of how we may experience an imbalance in a certain chakra, take this time to as well go through the points again with yourself, and maybe if you have a sense or feel, oh, I've been experiencing this recently, or normally this is how I feel. And if that resonates you with, some of the examples of the issues, this could give you an idea that, okay, I have trouble feeling confident, so maybe I have an imbalance in my solar chakra where I'm not getting enough energy flow to the solar chakra to be able to feel confident in action and do the things that I want to do. Or maybe you tend to talk a lot, so this could be an overactive throat chakra, and not only talk a lot but maybe not listen to others more as well. So just taking some time before we move on to the healing practices to see how we can heal the chakras, to take note if there are any chakras that you feel you might have an imbalance on, and just jot them down. And this isn't something that stays with us for the rest of our life. Like, for example, I have an underactive sacral chakra. This isn't going to stay with you for the rest of your life. As we move on with our life, as we, grow into more mature adults, our chakras and the energy that flows through the chakras also changes. Our life experience changes us. And so just being aware of that, and you might even notice, oh, maybe when I was a kid, I had an underactive throat chakra, but now as an adult, it's being healed, or it's more balanced. So yeah, just taking a few moments to reflect on that before we begin to talk about healing practices for each chakra.